Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we're going to be going through a full fundamental overview of something that I mentioned in my previous video, which is I believe Ecomi has no real single point of failure, but multiple avenues of success. And I'm going to be going through a few of them in this video. Now, there's way too many for me to go through, but for those who aren't aware, I did have a previous background in financial analysis as well, specifically equities, and just applying that throughout the years to my different investments. There are certain factors I always look out for, and Ecomi has consistently been hitting those. And now I know some of you who might be watching, you're looking at the price of the OMI token right now, and if you haven't got that fundamental analysis down to a T, then it does look like that the coin is just dumping. But I'm not afraid at all, because I know what's going to happen in the next few coming months. So I just wanted to share with you guys exactly how I evaluated it, with in conjunction with exactly a few of the main things that are going to be having a appreciation effect on the OMI token. So I'll jump straight into it. So the first one is I want to go through some case studies with how Roger and Cohen has had a profound effect on some of their brands that they've managed. And there are several things that I have kind of looked into what they've done, which will have a hugely positive effect on Ecomi, because mainly Ecomi right now, their main source of, I guess, raising awareness has been through word of mouth, their Twitter, their Medium page. You wouldn't really know of Ecomi unless you are really really into the crypto space or someone has introduced it to you. They've had no real kind of marketing. So for MasterCard, what they did was they decided to do a League of Legends event, and they had kind of a really big roadshow that they organized. They had these expos. They had a 3-day experimental pop-up where they had the fans. They had augmented reality experiences, pro player meetups, cosplay contests. They just really went all out in just raising awareness of it. And they had 1.7 million peak broadcast viewers, so that is a huge outreach from what Ecomi currently does on their Twitter, which is usually a few thousand. And then another case study that they have with Cisco. So with Cisco, they basically did loads of product placements in TV, films, digital properties, broadcasts, and they had 4.6 billion impressions. That is ridiculous. And you can just see what they've done. They had placements on Channel 4 series, Netflix series, CBS Big Bang Theory, Apple TV, HBO series. They just went all out. Even the Ellen DeGeneres show. So we'll start to see some form of product placement with Ecomi soon. What form that will take, I don't know, but this is what Roger and Cohen does. They identify a demographic, they figure out ways to market that product, and they just go all out. And on that point, another one, Warner Media, TNT, TBS, they did this as well. 1.3 billion media impressions, #1 TV social rankings. They had 13.8 million peak broadcast viewers as well, and they take a really heavy data-driven approach to targeting their audience. They're not just targeting anyone; they're targeting people who are most likely to be converted into this product. So they found a target demographic and they just went all in. So this is why they were rated by Forbes the #1 PR marketing firm. And not just that, they have in the past couple of years, they have acquired other firms as well. They've had a merger as well with another huge firm. They've grown massively. So they are very selective with their clientele. They don't represent just anyone. They are selective. So if you look at the type of people they represent, Warner Media, Justin Bieber, just have a look for yourself. The fact that they have chosen to represent Ecomi in itself tells you that they value that company quite highly to do that. So that's one factor that's going to have a hugely positive effect once it starts rolling into motion. Another one is a tier 1 exchange listing. I've just chosen Binance because that's like the one that everyone keeps talking about. It doesn't have to be Binance, but usually any tier 1 exchange listing will have a hugely positive effect on the price of a token. So just in terms of data, the average maximum profit potential from Binance listings usually is 109%. So basically, before and after a listing, a coin's value will essentially double. And they've looked at 15 different coins, and on average, the price doubled. Now, obviously, there is usually a correction period. So a week after this, on average, the coin would be up 32% versus 100% when it's just freshly listed, which is, reasonable. Again, if we go 32% up from, OMI when it's at a decent valuation, that will put us, past our all-time high. So that is something else to take into consideration. Now, on the point of good exchange listings, now, as a software developer, there is a concept where when you develop software, you need to make it very, very difficult to do the wrong thing and very, very easy to do the right thing. Now, right now, it is actually kind of the opposite. It's very, very hard to do the right thing in terms of buying OMI, but it's very easy to do the wrong thing, where you essentially get scammed, especially if you're new to crypto. So, we had the fake OMI on Uniswap as well. So a lot of people, you can see that the price just shot up. So a lot of people bought into this fake OMI rather than the real OMI. And what do you think is going to happen to, that money that they put into this fake OMI? It's obviously going to get sold off. So that is money taken out of circulation that should have gone into OMI. And then again, we had the fake OMI on Binance Smart Chain. We had this BEP20 OMI, which some people, people I'd expect to know better, even they thought this was real. Again, they've said that they're not on PancakeSwap, they're not on Binance Smart Chain. They are only on what they have said officially. So that money that people think they're putting into OMI, they're actually putting it into something completely different, which is going to be taken out of circulation, which is money that would have otherwise gone into OMI, which would have raised its overall market cap. So again, once they have a decent exchange listing, all of these issues that people are facing, these will automatically be eliminated. Now, the effect of these scams, it is more noticeable when the market cap of the coin is smaller, but as the project grows and the market cap is much larger, the effect of scams will diminish. And Bitcoin, for example, huge market cap, that has tons of scams right now, but the effect of those scams on the price of Bitcoin is very, very marginal, just because of how large Bitcoin has grown. And as OMI grows, the effect of these scams will also depreciate over time, as well as as they make it easier to do the right thing versus doing the wrong thing. And on top of that, swapping OMI for gems, that is something that was supposed to be delivered, but obviously things happen. I believe this is still going to be coming soon. I believe it will come this month. So the reason why this is going to have a hugely positive effect on OMI is because right now people are being ripped off by App Store fees, by FX fees, even the Play Store fees. These are fees not set by OMI, set by the markets they're running on. So how is this going to help the price of OMI? Well, people are going to be incentivized to use OMI to convert into gems, and that was the purpose of OMI. It was meant to be used to purchase NFTs. And if people buy off the exchange and then use that, they no longer have to deal with the whole 30% Apple Store fees, all these like FX fees and stuff. They can literally just buy their OMI at spot price, send it over, and get the equivalent amount of gems. And people who aren't in the US, they have huge FX issues as well. People in the UK are essentially paying £1 per gem, which is like they're losing about 30% of the value. And on that point, I just want to really, really reiterate this: is people think OMI and gems are different. They're not. They are the exact same thing. Gems is literally just a UI layer over OMI. When you are buying gems, you are buying OMI. So this is another factor: is a lot of people, most people out there, they don't know much about crypto at all. But once the marketing starts going to place, once that product placement starts going in, once they've got more brands that people like, they are going to be buying gems, but they're going to be buying a cryptocurrency without realizing it. And no other project has this. Like, this is probably one of the most amazing innovations in cryptocurrency that I have seen in the past 5 years that I've been in crypto. Is a way to tap into the consumer market, not just the nerdy, geeky crypto head market. So I think this is going to be huge. And on that point, is this is something that I really I can't stress enough, is when I look at a project, it has to be a team where they know what they're doing. They've got a proven track record, but there is this fear that people have been going on about that the guys, the founders of Ecomi, they're going to dump all their tokens, and I'm going to prove to you why, in just 1 minute, why that is not going to happen. Okay, Michael Duffy, 15 years of experience. Joseph Yannick, 18. He started a business at 18 years old. Like I don't even know how many years of experience he has, but it's a lot. Hongbo, 25 years of experience. In this industry. And we can keep going. Paul Adams. This is one guy I mentioned before. He's the guy who has all the legal knowledge around NFT legislation. And then James Liu, over 20 years of experience in integrated circuitry biometrics. This is really important, actually. And then Ward Stewart, 25 years in the communication sector. Okay, now what I'm getting at is if someone had the personality where they were in it to raise capital and dump it and get out, that person would not have this many years of experience in a specific sector or industry. They would have done that long ago, and they had plenty of opportunities to do that with OMI. Actually, they could have dumped long ago. They didn't even need to lock up the tokens. Actually, that was purely voluntary. So what I'm getting at is, if you look at the track record of anyone who has shown themselves to have this many years of experience within their industry, and they have a proven reputation, they have credibility in the industry, they have very specific relationships that they are not going to break, because it just it's not a thing that they do in industry. People just do not raise capital and dump. The type of people who do are the ones that don't have a track record. That's where you should be scared. And there are projects out there where the founders do not have a track record, and I have avoided those projects. But I see a lot of people, promoting those projects, and I am very, very skeptical about that. Along with that, we are very, very early in the NFT market space overall. So year on year, it has more than doubled in value, and there is essentially no stopping this momentum right now. Like it will continue to grow for the next, I would say at least 5 to 6 years. We will see exponential growth, doubling year on year. After that, we'll probably see a bit more consolidation period, but this is just something very, very important to take into consideration for those of you out there as well. And now this is extremely important. This is another factor that I factor into Ecomi is, for those of you who had been following the XRP lawsuit, we had Gary Gensler, the new chair of the SEC. And for those, I became very, very familiarized with this guy. He is there to essentially, his history is he brings hardcore regulation. He brought hardcore regulation to the Forex markets. And cryptocurrency, he is literally coming down hard on all exchanges. Right now, there is very, very low regulation exchanges. Literally, anyone can create a crap project, stick it on some exchanges. They could buy their way into exchanges, get their coins listed, pump and dump, get out. Gary Gensler shutting that down, and the exchanges are the ones that are going to be liable for something like that, because his main purpose is to improve investor confidence. And if you've got a bunch of scam projects, on your exchange, that is something that he is going to come down, and I'm pretty sure he will impose heavy fines on exchanges that that are negligent to this kind of thing. But do have a look at him, his history. He is the new chair of the SEC. Now, on that point, Ecomi is fully protected against someone like him, because they have on their advisors people who have advised them not just in the cryptocurrency space, but on the NFT space. The full legislation is also a Singaporean company, so they have more protection versus American companies. But this is something that I factor in as well, is, not just what potential has to grow, but what potential does it have to protect itself from legislation? And Ecomi hits those boxes for me. So these are just a few of the factors that Ecomi has that can drive it to success. Just some that I want to highlight. Now, what I also wanted to share with you guys, I'm pretty sure some of you have seen this already. On David Yu's Instagram, we have preview of the ghost trap, and this is really, really cool. I mean, you can see it's interactive, so you can press down on the pedal just like in the film, and you can see that we've got that whole photon, whatever it was called, beam. Oh, that effect with the smoke when it closes, that is awesome. Like I'm not a huge fan of Ghostbusters, but I just need this. And I think what would be cool is if we get NFT interactions with the Ghost Trap and your NFTs. Like if you've got the Ghostbuster ones, you can see it getting sucked up into the Ghost Trap. I think that is going to be awesome. But David, you definitely a good Instagram account to follow. And on that point, we will jump straight into our daily price analysis. So what I'm going to have to do is I will have to zoom in, and I've switched to Heikanashis just because they remove a lot of the noise. So Heikanashi candles, type of candlestick. I will extend these, and let's just extend that resistance as well. And we need to just extend the support down here as well. Okay, now what I said previously was we have way too much buying pressure at 0.45. So I had that line there. We did wick below. Well, we actually had a candle come below. And we didn't come down to 0.45 where I had my pending buys. We came down to about 0.45. We wicked up 458, not 45. So I just missed it. And now we've come back above, we've closed, and we're staying above this support again. And we have free green candles on a Heiken-Ashi, so that is pretty good. I think we're getting some more upwards momentum. If I pull out a new trend line, let's put up a nice green color. Okay. Okay, I believe what's going to happen now is we are currently on an uptrend. If we can, maybe let's see the date on that. Okay, this coincides with tomorrow, and I've been saying this for a while. Is people are convinced they had sold because they think there's going to be a dump on the May the 9th. When they find out that that dump doesn't happen, because it's not going to happen, because that's just not how businesses work, a lot of people who had kind of panic sold, I believe they will start to buy back in. They're going to FOMO back in because they're going to see the price going up. And I believe that is going to start to trigger some more pending buy orders. And I believe from there, we will see a more reasonable valuation of OMI. Right now, I said it before and I'll say it again, it is oversold just because of how much FUD there is right now. And this has happened in all projects that I've personally invested in. I've had it happen with XRP, I've had it happen with NEO, I've had it happen with OMI as well. And this is actually, retrospectively looking back, this has always been the best time for me to buy, and I've never regretted it. So, I am happy that there is a lot of FUD right now, because it has forced the price to become suppressed and oversold, and that is where I can dollar cost average and really bring down my average price. So I'm happy with that, because in the long term of things, my returns will be greater, as will everyone else's returns who have pending buys here. I might actually revise my pending buy. I think I'm going to set it to maybe 0.46 because it seems to just about be missing my pending buys right now. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to go through with you guys. As always, thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe to support the content. I'll keep you guys updated with anything else I find out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.